a porn star can leverage him and blackmail him. Now think about it. If a porn star can blackmail him, not just for that, leverage him, what do you think world leaders can do to him? Think about that for a minute. I mean, now think about what some of the world-class, deviant people in the world can do to him. My God, just think about if a porn star can blackmail him, and then after she blackmails him, she turns on him. I mean, my God. My God. What a shame. What a shame.
Well, that's exactly what's happening now. There's either China now has access and Joe Biden had or basically identifying it and access they have. They're already what you already alleged could happen happening in reality to Joe Biden. WA3ATF has
Well, as far as I know, now, you're making some allegations that they could be true. They could very well be true. I've read that on social media. I've also read that those children, Barack Obama's children, are not his children, and Michelle Obama's a male. I don't know. I've heard that. Now, if you want to talk about the deal of the deals, now this isn't criminal, but it's a deal that's beyond anything that Jared, I know Jared's father went to prison for financial fraud. That's not, Jared. But while Jared was advising the president, he wasn't getting paid now. Trump had his whole family in the White House. You gotta love that. There's nothing wrong with that. Ivanka was in a courtroom in Manhattan crying her eyes out the other day. She's worried. I guarantee you Ivanka's worried. Lawyer Cohen, the one that went to prison, that's Trump's personal lawyer, he said that he has a YouTube channel, and Cohen said that he believes Ivanka is the person that's turning evidence on her father. Because she don't want to go to prison. And she's not going to lie to a grand jury or an FBI agent. They'll send you to prison for that. And she was crying in the courtroom the other day. She's in jeopardy. Of course she is. Chief financial officer of that Trump organization is currently serving time in prison. But over 20 counts pleading guilty to. But Jared made a deal with the royal prince of Saudi Arabia that's incredible. He set up a monetary fund at $2.5 billion, which isn't a lot of money for the royal prince, but it's $2.5 billion with a loan fee of $1.5 million%. But generates a $25 million a year income for him and Ivanka. I swear. And he was doing all this while he was flying back and forth on Air Force One. On Air Force One while he was advisory to them back and forth to Riyadh. There's nothing criminal about that. But it's, influence. But he's not a monetary fund manager. He's a real estate guy. Now his dad is, though. But his dad went to prison for financial fraud. I see his footprints over that deal, actually. But yeah, I mean, the reason I like Donald Trump, I like him a lot. He's my kind of guy, he runs with porn stars. He understands bankruptcy to a degree that nobody even could imagine. And he likes Playboy buddies. He likes to, go with gold digging wives and treat them in about every 10 years. I think this one, though, he's going to keep. I think this one he may keep this one, or she may keep him. I'm not sure. She may be able to. She probably got something on him. I would say. I think she's a good woman. She does not speak 7 languages, so I like her a lot. I was sitting on the couch with my French girlfriend here a while back, and this was really rich. Mona was going to a French school. She was greeting the French students, on middle school type, and they were in an English class, and she addressed them in French. And my girlfriend said she does not speak French. She goofed up, and when she greeted the Pope in Italian, she goofed up too. She speaks Slovenian, and she doesn't really, she's not fluent in English. She's not fluent in English, but she speaks English very slowly. I don't think she's at a conversational level in English. Like she could just sit down with a group of people and talk to them without slowing it down. But, I like her a lot. She's a good woman.
KO4KRB listening.
Putting up with Trump, going with whores, man, that's got to be hard for a wife. When your husband is running with whores. You think your wife would put up with that, Homer?
We have to take a podcast. Well, what do you think? What we're throwing out there? So, how about a president who married his babysitter? And then how about the president who endorses his son having an affair with his sister-in-law? How about that, Over?
She would put up with it. She did put up with it. If I'd have no money, if I'd have been a millionaire, she'd probably put up with it. I'm reading Jackie Onassis biography now, and what that woman put up with is beyond anything else. I don't know. Jackie, poor Jackie. Now, she could speak Italian and French, and very fluently, but she was a bachelor graduate, and she had a 2-year exchange at the Sorbonne in Paris. So, yeah, she was actually a very brilliant woman, a very good writer. She was a very good writer, actually. But anyway, I just, all I do with this, I'm going to try to get a name award from California. Somebody gave me some. And I just say this, I like Donald Trump, but I really question his ability to be president. He was impeached twice, voted out of office. A whole handful of people has underlings went to prison. He's allowed a couple of porn stars to leverage him. Been indicted for that on Tuesday. I think he's responsible for the attack on the Capitol building. I think he brought that about. I believe that. I believe he's responsible for that attack on the Capitol building. I believe he allowed the porn star to leverage him, blackmail him, and get him charged here Tuesday, I think, maybe. And everybody around him, look at his cabinet, my God. He's probably going to go down. I'm somewhat of a person that studies presidents. But I believe he's going to go down and maybe Andrew Johnson. Probably. He's right there. Yeah. I'm thinking Trump, 100 years from now when the academic historians look at this period, I think he may go down as the worst president in the history of America. I want to see you later, but it's like Camp Canada said. If we don't hold him accountable, don't never know.
They're talking about Trump and politics and stuff.
Spoken like a true woke Democrat. So Whiskey Bravo 3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot. Well, he's not fit to be president. He's president right now.
Whiskey Alpha 3.
Everybody realizes that, especially the world leaders. He's been compromised many times. It's a large criminal organization. I think probably larger than the Clinton criminal organization. So, Donald Trump is going to fare very well. His political strength has increased significantly, and this is going to catapult him to an easy win in the 24 election. And that's what the Democrats fear. That's why they're trying to pull all kinds of fictitious lawsuits and accusations out of the air because they fear Donald Trump, because they know he's going to win in 2024, so they're trying to throw out as many roadblocks as possible. And if you're a reasonable man, I can't believe you would endorse a crime family, a family that's selling national security to the communists, that has created an influx of illegal aliens that have no business here in this country and that need to be thrown out ASAP. And that the Biden family is endorsing all the fentanyl deaths that's happening throughout the country, or they would close the border. And the list goes on and on and on what they're trying to do to this country. Socialism, trying to implement that, trying to implement the world order. Again, I can go on forever, but I think the public has realized how racist the woke Democrats are, and how anti-American and how pro-communist they are. So when Biden is finally taken down, but the Trump will rise and he'll be the president in 2024. Whiskey Bravo 3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot.
Alpha Tango Foxtrot. What a sensible guy. Whiskey Alpha 3 Alpha Tango. Oh wow, his last 3 digits. Alpha Tango Foxtrot. Interesting, it's not coming up. But that's ATF. Hey, rewind the tape and give me what his call sign was. Whiskey Alpha 3, Alpha Tango Foxtrot. Get it for me, chat. Make sure you like the video for the algorithm, will you? Oh my God. Jesus. Yeah, what is it? What's his call sign? This guy's signal sucks. think it's Alpha Tango Foxtrot. I think it's ATF. This guy needs to shut the hell up so the other guy can talk, because I can't understand him. If you just... Oh, shit. We need to get Radio Canada on the line. This is this boy, I'm pretty sure, responding right here. Yeah.
And for WA3ATF. What's worse, having leverage of a porn star or leverage of a foreign leader where the national security is compromised?
Come on!
A normal, reasonable person, psychologically, would rather have somebody leveraged by a porn star than the largest communist country in the world with a mission to want to take over the U.S. But yeah, I'm familiar with that Blackwing, and it's a pretty impressive car. I'm glad Cadillac came out with this. And really, although they've been doing high-performance cars in the past, and on the racing circuit, they're getting real popular. But this is a nice piece of machinery, that's for sure. And by the way, not to change the subject, but Johnny, is there a frequency? I had heard that there's a frequency that we can dial into. And then it'll record our audio and it'll play it back. It's on different, on various bands. You know what that is, by the way, over? F4TAT, did you copy any of my left?
Yeah, this is
I guess not. Does anybody in there know what that frequency is that we can dial into, give an audio test, and then it'll play it back for us?
so right now.
What's the call sign again?
KK4SLJ.
Yeah, KR4 what or K4 what? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
It's Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Bravo.
I heard that there was a site we can go to, and we can basically call out some audio, and then there's a website we can dial into that we can hear what the outcome of the audio is, the signal quality and audio quality. Roger, I just searched online SLR on the internet, over.
Yep, and there's also a thumb drive version of it too, where you can do it. You stick it in your computer and it shows you the bands, and yeah, it's just a listening device for you to listen to the bands. Over.
Roger that. Hey, thanks a lot for providing that information. I had it once before, but forgotten what it was. Tried to search in general inquiries on the internet, and it wasn't giving me anything. So, thanks for pointing me in that direction. Whiskey Bravo 3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot.
And yep, and that's Whiskey Bravo 3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot, and this is Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo. Over.
Roger that. Thanks again for coming back to me and for the information.
Absolutely, I was glad I was able to help. That's one of the few questions I would actually somewhat have a kind of an answer to. I'm a new general. I've only been a general since February. Over.
Oh, well, congratulations. Welcome to Freq. You can send off your hard-earned
Yeah, I lost you in the band a little bit, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad to get the ticket. Absolutely.
Very well. So where did you take your test? Through a VE, or I don't know if FCC offices offer them anymore, but how did you end up getting your ticket test-wise?
Yeah, I went to a ham radio club. It's about an hour away, and then there was 6 Vex there, and then just took the test and got it knocked out. Over.
Excellent, very good. Well, again, congratulations on that achievement, and welcome to the ham ranks. And this is I spend a lot of time on this frequency, as you can probably conclude. It's pretty controversial. The subjects are controversial, and it's just an interest. I find it one of the more colorful places to be on the ham bands. Over.
Over. Yeah. Sorry, QSL. That's exactly why I'm here. I found this place just on a whim, and I got to talk to Radio Canada once, and that's why I'm here. I just come here as a part of lore, I guess it is, or just rabbit holing, just trying to figure out what the frick is going on this frequency. But I love it. By the way, you're about a 5'8", 5'9" into Zephyr Hills, Florida right now. So just so you know. Over.
Oh, roger that. Thanks for that, WA3ATF. You're 5'9" here. I'm running barefoot right now. I just opened up a brand new TS890 out of the box yesterday, as a matter of fact. Put it on the air. I'm still trying to establish what are the best parameters, audio quality, and all that. Again, right now I'm running 100 watts. I have to unpack the linear, and then that'll be on the air soon. So I'll be pushing out hopefully about 500 watts in the near future. But yep, I appreciate that, and I'll be here for again. I basically hang on 14313, and it's probably I find it the most exciting place on the internet. Or on the ham bands. Also, you might want to listen to at nighttime 7200, which sort of takes the place of 14313. You're probably familiar with the 40 meter gang on there. Go ahead.
Yep, that's actually exactly how that's exactly what I'm hearing. It's so funny. I went to Hamcation in Orlando, and they were telling me, oh yeah, you'll like 7.2. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means, because I just got my general. And then I just found this, like I said, on a whim. My 40 meter antenna is not very good. I have a buddy pole, I have a Wolf River coil as well, and it's not, I get so much weird interference on 40 meters that I just kind of stick to 20 right now, but I'm trying to, I'm kind of in a limited situation where I'm at. But yeah, I just was popping in because I heard y'all's conversation, and yeah, I love talking all that stuff too, and I couldn't agree with you more. But so I wanted to pop in and make your acquaintance. I like your call sign too, ATF. That's actually awesome. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but I logged our QSO and QRZ as well. Over.
Oh, roger that. Yeah, I'm actually a retired ATF agent, so. I decided to try for that call and was successful at getting it. What kind of, you said you have a J-pole. What kind of a radio do you have, and what kind of power are you pushing? Again, you're a consistent 5'9" up here, and I'm in the western suburbs of Philadelphia.
Yeah, you know what's weird is my most common place to hit is actually Philadelphia, or is Pennsylvania. I don't get it. But no, not a J pole. It's called a buddy pole. It's a 40 meter vertical, basically, and it's actually multi-band. But then I have a Wolf River coil, just vertical antennas, like little ham stick ones. I don't have much room to have a big antenna yet, but one day. That's really cool. ATF. That had to be an interesting job. Over.
Yeah, it was. It was a fun career. I would do it over again. But yeah, it's all relative though. You know, everybody's occupation offers unique job parameters and activities and ups and downs and all that. And we were no different. So you know, it's just like any other position. There's occupations or professions. There's good and bad, and there's trying times, and there's times when you're on top of the world, and times when you're down in the dumps. So, yeah, I worked out the pleasure of being able to serve with Uncle Sam for a long time and work with some great people. And again, I wouldn't have traded it in the world, and I would do it again. We have a mandatory retirement in our job series in the federal government. That's the IDEA. Service. We have to retire at age 57, and so a lot of us just wait till the very end, which is kind of nice because we get our full pension and we get full Social Security at 57. Everybody else in the Fed system has to wait till 62 or 65. So we're young enough to start another career if you want to. Over.
Absolutely, and I know all about that. That's actually a perfect segue into what I do. So once people turn 62 or 65, or you know, get their full Social Security and they get Medicare, that's what I do. I'm an insurance agent, but I'm not the one calling you asking you if you have Medicare Part A and B and all that crap. So don't put me on the do not call list here. But yeah, that's what I do. I specialize in like Medicare, and I always wondered if the Alphabet Boys, do you guys end up getting TRICARE, or is that strictly if you do 25 years in the military? Because I've always wondered, I'm like, I bet FBI, ATF, and those guys probably get TRICARE or TRICARE for life. Do you guys get that over?
Yeah, I think I'm not familiar with TRICARE. We basically, most of us choose Blue Shield or Blue Cross. You know, there's obviously a variety of healthcare programs. I've been with Blue Shield, Blue Cross Federal for my whole career, and I have it, and I'll have it up until that's to take away from our retirement. We still get the benefits of paying a very minimal fee for Blue Shield, Blue Cross, and other people. There's other plans that other people choose. I think Aetna is a big one, and a variety of others. But I think most of us go with the Blue Shield and Blue Cross. Over.
Yep, nope. Most people who get group coverage, especially when it's federal, most people are going to get Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm actually appointed with them as well. Yep, they're really good. I was just wondering, because I always wondered if that was considered. TRICARE is if you've done 25 years in the military or more, you get TRICARE, and it's basically kind of like a Medicare supplement in the fact that it pays everything. It's kind of like VA benefits or something like that too, but a lot more. Yeah, and you can inherit it. You can actually get it from a family member or a spouse and things like that. It's really interesting, but I always wondered if you guys got that. Yeah, Medicare super fun. Insurance is super fun. Over.
Roger that, WA3ATF. Yes, I don't even know what all the plans are out there, what's available out there. I never paid attention because I kept the Blue Shield when I was in the private sector, and then went to government. I had Blue Shield, Blue Cross, so I was able to keep all my positions. And I really never looked elsewhere other than Blue Shield and Blue Cross. And then, again, Medicare, Medicaid at A and B, so that'll be right around the corner. But, yeah, they take that right out of our pension, so it's kind of nice. Whiskey Bravo 3, Alpha Tango Foxtrot.
Yep, over. Yeah, or QSL, and again, this is Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Bravo. Yeah, just know this, because a lot of people don't know this. When you become Medicare age, you do not have to take Part B, and just like you said, they'll take it directly out of your pension. You actually don't have to take it if you keep your group coverage, if you keep that Anthem, so you can just save that $170. And then if you ever leave the group coverage, if you ever want to leave it for some reason, you could pick up Medicare Part B. But a lot of people, they'll have their group coverage if they have like really good coverage like what you have. They'll keep that, and then they'll still get their Part A and B and get charged for it for no reason. You're literally, everything on Anthem Blue Cross is going to cover that. So you don't have to worry about that. But a lot of people don't know that, so I figured I'd let you know. Little $170 save your money trick for more ham radio equipment over.
Roger that. You can never have too much money for ham radio equipment. And I just on the figured 9890 and also the amp. So it's just a matter of getting used to all the parameters, going through all the manual and setting all the baselines. Yeah, in regards to all the retirement benefits, not so much the pension, but all the benefits, I really don't have a good understanding of all that. I'm sure there's a lot more I could learn, but I just have I've continued everything from when I was active duty, so to speak, and I'll continue it with military A and B, and what I have. It's to cover my needs, and knock on wood, hopefully I'll stay like that for another 20, 25 years. C04 or KLB, it's the WA3ATF Alpha Tango Foxtrot.
Gotcha. And I'm getting a little QRM on the band right now. I don't know if you're picking that up, but man, I am getting a very steady wash of just QRM, steady like a wave, coming over the band right now. I'm trying to get past it. I got the ICOM 7300 and I turned the amp 2 on, but it's not seeming to help right now. I'm trying to fix it. Over.
Roger that. Thanks again for the information. Nice acquaintance with you. Give me a shout anytime. Again, you specifically, either in 7200 so again, nice making the acquaintance with you. Give me a shout anytime, and nice chatting with you. K04 KRB, this is radio station Whiskey Alpha 3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot. Take care, and I'll be here with them on the south.
Hey, I appreciate you, and I appreciate the contact. It was great talking to you, and I'll definitely be hearing from you again. This is the frequency that I'm going to a lot as of late. So I appreciate you, and appreciate everything you do. And yep, for Whiskey Bravo 3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot, this is Kilo Oscar 4 Kilo Romeo Bravo, and I will be QTH. I don't know if that's right. QRT. I'm leaving the frequency for a little bit, but it was a pleasure, and I hope you have a great night. 7-3.
On to that. QRT, WA3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot. So, November 4 Sierra Alpha Foxtrot. Test, Whiskey Bravo 3, Alpha Tango Foxtrot. Test. This is radio station Whiskey Bravo 3, Alpha Tango Foxtrot. Test. Thank you. Sir, Whiskey Bravo 3, Alpha Tango Fox, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 1, 3, 2. Anybody around, can you give me a quick audio report, please? WB3, Alpha Tango Fox. Yes, Whiskey Bravo 3, Alpha Tango Fox, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Whiskey Bravo 3, Alpha Tango Fox. Sounds like there's a force station in there, but you're in the mud. You're with the noise. WB3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot.
I'm almost back, if anyone's watching.
Whiskey Delta 3 Alpha Tango Foxtrot.
that's not distorted. Over.
Yeah, I got the mic gain at 50, and I got my processor on 5 right now.
That sounds good. Leave it there. You did a good job. If you're running power, sometimes you put them up on 6. It brings up the background noise. So 5 will work, you know, but if you don't have any amplifier, then 6 works nicely.
Yeah, I am. I'm running about, hello, I'm doing about 300. That's about it. I'm not pushing it much harder than that.
No, you're running at 9 plus right now. Like I say, the bands get a little bit soft, so the signals aren't up like they were. You probably are 10, 20 over otherwise. Go ahead, Norm.
Okay. All right, very good, Jimmy. Again, thanks for the help. I'm going to let you go and help a couple other people. I'm going to sit out here and listen a bit. And thanks again for the settings. So we'll talk to you later on down the line. KA5DOB. N5ORM. See you later, Jimmy.
Okay, now use your mic monitor. Set your mic monitor down to about 30 or 35 with cupped headphones and speak to yourself, but listen to your bass. You might try a -5 on your bass, but it's best to listen to your own audio. You sound just a little touch bassy. Just a little touch bassy right now. Could be propagation, but you were 20 over a couple of times on this last go. The signals came back up. Catch you later. God bless you and the family, Norm, as always. And talk to you later. And you got a good combination. November 5, Orium. Kilo Alpha 5, Delta Oscar Bravo, New Mexico, 73.
73s.
Kilo Charlie 0, go ahead.
Yeah, Jimmy, this is Chip, and Kilo Charlie 0, Echo Bravo Echo. You've helped me before. I'm on my headset, the Pro Set Elite Henry Charlie -6, over.
You say in Michigan?
I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota, over.
Oh, I've never heard of it. It's 55. I went over your signal. Put it back to you. Okay, I'm going to put it down. Okay, real fine, Tim. What's your setup in the headset?
Okay, I'm running an Icon 7300.
Yeah, it's the same one I'm using, except I got the dynamic version of it. Yeah, on this 6, it has a short boom arm on mine. So before I put it on, I just put the boom arm out straight from the earpiece, and then I put it on my head, and it's on the left side of my cheek, and I just push it up even with my mouth. And when I measure with my fingers, it's automatically set it 3 fingers away or 3.5 fingers down, and it's been good audio. Yeah, that's a good sounding mic on your radio. If it's an Elite, it's just like the other fella, you said it's a -4 on your bass and a +4 on your treble, and that usually sounds good on these Elite. I see them are the Elite type mics, over.
Roger, Roger. Right now I'm running -3 on the bass. And compression I'm running, I think, at 6. And treble I'm running.
Well, okay. Well, your settings be about the same for both. Since you got a AC6 here, that's the Elite. So your settings with the Elite ICL mics are almost identical.
What up, everybody? I'm gonna try to get a signal report from this guy. He's got the golden signal.
Yeah, well, they'll do a good job. Sure will. I'm starting to get a little bit of a roar in the background. It's not your radio. It's when you unkey.
It's background noise or something. I guess it's coming from the band just getting weak or something like that. I don't know if you hear it up here in Minnesota. Yeah, they all sound good. Not much difference between the 781 and the PR40 except 2 dB on the bass. It's 2 dB more bass on the PR40, so the first thing you do is choke down all that bass that PR40 puts out, and they sound pretty good. That boosts the treble just a touch. Yeah, I've got one here above my head. I sound really good on it. But I just can't seem to sing in front of a microphone. I'm one of those. The flame length, you know, I'm sitting in front of the mic where you heard all the time. That's why I went to the headset. I let the mic follow me. I'm always moving around doing something or looking at my amplifier temperature. Right now it's 51 degrees centigrade on this RF kit with the tier built in. And I also have a big screen 24-inch Asus monitor, brand new. It's got the Easy Vision on it. That's just to my left. So I'm twisting my head around here as I speak, but my audio sounds the same. Thank goodness. Anyway, your Pro Elite's microphones all doing a good job for you. Sounds good on 7300. Back to you, Tim. KC0EBE, Kilo Alpha 5, Delta Oscar Bravo. Okay, Tim, you started out 10 over. You dropped to a 9 and then to a 7. And when you sign in, you're back up to a 9. So the 10's kind of not all there. Catch you later. Enjoyed it. God bless you and the family. KC0EBE, Kilo America 5, Delta Oscar Bravo 73. So good night, Tim. All right, Kara said, let's see if we get another reg here.
Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Romeo Bravo.
Band 6, Yankee X-Ray India.
Let's go with the Whiskey 5 Echo Portable. Yeah, I thought everybody knew me. It's a Kilo America 5, Delta Oscar Bravo, KA5, Delta Oscar Bravo, or Denmark Ocean, Boston. Are located 50 miles north of El Paso. We're in Oklahoma. What am I saying? Half asleep. Sorry, Oklahoma. We're in New Mexico, Southern Desert, near Alamogordo and White Sands Memorial Desert. And you're talking to Jimmy, J-I-M-M-Y. Somehow they labeled me as the audio man. Your turn, Bill. What's your equipment?
All right, fine business there, Jimmy. Just running a little portable rig out here today on the Rental DN78. Running about 70 to 8 watts. And then tied into a 44-foot inset wire that I have set up in configuration with a 9 to 1 hose on the bottom of it. Over.
Well, it's doing a good job for you, and it's one of the better sounding Linkos I've talked to, so you do have good audio. That Linko's doing a nice job for you. Vertical wire seems to put down nice too. You're somewhere around the S9. I didn't stare at the needle. I'll look when you come back.
All right, well, fine business. This is one of the older Mexico. It was, I think, made 1988, I believe. They've got a couple others everything, and every now and then I'll use it as my base station too. Pretty good signal, and I've got a little ICOM 718 also, but with the Reno, just puts out a little bit more front signal with it than the ICOM does, and I really like it. It's simple to operate. I'm 83 years old, so I don't do all the new things. I don't know, whichever way you want to put it, with all the menus and everything. So the rigs I use are age on them, but I tell you what, it's an awful lot of fun, and they do a good job. This is 1954, but I'll tell you what, Jimmy, I'm having more fun at ham radio now than I ever have.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear there, Bill. You sure sound good. Your bandwidth looks really nice, and your audio sounds really impressive, and you're solid 5'9". I was going to ask what month is your birthday?
December 31st, New Year's Eve.
There you go. Well, I'm a Feb 17, 1940 San Premier.
Okay, well, fine business, fine business. How long have you been a ham?
Oh, not too long. I started back in the early 80s. Got my ticket for 4 years, and the wife pulled my carpet out from under me, so I had to sell a nice 940, 922 amp and a big old Telrex TB6EM. I hit up on the 65-foot tower. I had to sell all that, so she wouldn't leave. And I knew two guys that lost their wives on account of their ham radios this month earlier. I didn't want to be one of those. She couldn't cook, but she's a really nice wife. She's good at cleaning the house and a hard worker. She's always had good paying jobs when she couldn't have kids. So for fun, we do the radio, and she does her computers. She likes to play games and stuff like that. And she also likes to shop at Walmart, Albertsons. But anyway, that's what we do around here. Sleep a lot, watch TV, watch the old 1930s Cowboys. We stream those on YouTube on the Sony Smart TV. Get a kick out of seeing those early westerns. I saw John Wayne's first movie. His Private Secretary was the name of it. He's supposed to be a playboy and he had a multi-million-dollar daddy and everything. That's quite a movie. It wasn't very long, about an hour long. And then he went into westerns with Gabby Hayes after that. Gabby always had the daughter, and he ended up marrying the daughter at the end of the show. Just kind of predicted. Well, anyway, Bill, you're doing a good job, and the radio sounds good. Back to you there, I think it was W5EIY, portable, back to you, Oklahoma.
That's correct, W5EIY. Well, I'll tell you what, I just took my TV watching. I don't watch too many of the movies. I watch sports when I can. Some of the college games, and I like actually some of the high school baseball games if I can get them. Those kids they're really playing with their heart. They're playing for the fun of it. They're not playing for these million-dollar contracts like some of them get. I saw one of the quarterbacks the other day got a $541 million contract for 8 years. Now, I don't know how you can spend that much money ever as long as you live. But anyhow, they're paying, so I guess they're smart to receive it, accept it if someone wants to pay for that. But anyhow, they take a lot of beating out there. They do. But I enjoy a lot of sports, different kinds of sports, some of farm racing and stuff like that. So that's kind of my interest in ham radio. I retired about 10 years ago, and when I was on in the 70s a little bit, giving me a little bit more time for ham radio now since I am retired. And I've got 11 grandkids, and so they're scattered from here in northwest Oklahoma, then I've got some more up in Kansas. So it keeps me busy in the road hop, going up to see them and following them with their athletics, their music programs that they're in, or whatever like that. And so, but I enjoy it. I'm just so blessed that I've got those kids. And I've got some great grandkids now. I've got 7 of them. And never thought I'd ever live to have those. So far, the Lord's blessed them and keeping all hard kicking, Lord.
Well, that's good. Do a lot of prayer to Jesus. It's amazing the miracles he can perform for people. If you ever experienced one, you'll be a believer for life. Trust you on that. Mine was my wife. It was 9 girls. There's something wrong with every one of them between my first wife and my second one. I come home one evening, I was tired, and I sat down and prayed and asked for about 20 things and a wife. I wanted somehow or another. My cousin, my first cousin, had a blind date with this little gal. She weighed 98 pounds, and she was beautiful, and she looked really 10 years younger than what she was. And we married. 2 months later, I was 28, she was 24. Boy, she's been a lifesaver to me, taking care of me all my life. And she's trim, gets around like a teenager. She's 78. You never would have looking at her. She looks to be in her 60s probably. It's really amazing what the Lord can do. Well, Bill, I guess I'll move on, but take care of your station. Doing a good job. You sound good. Couldn't ask for better. Go ahead.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Thanks for coming back to my call.
Oh, Jim.
I'm just having fun out here testing out some wire antennas. A friend of mine and I, we like to fiddle with wire, and we've magnificent time about giving it a situation and checking them, and then we can find one that we think is going to be a good, put out a good signal, or if we're putting a go in. Usually we get called on for emergency communications after a storm. We know we'll be able to put out a proper signal. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. The temperature's dropping a little bit. It's down in the low high 30s right now. So I think we're going to wrap it up and go home. And anyhow, but it's been fun. Hey, I've enjoyed talking to you, Jimmy. Good to meet you. I hope to run into you again down the log one of these days real soon. And you take care out there. Stay safe and enjoy radio and enjoy that wine. We'll talk to you later another time, man. KSI-DOB, 55 Echo India, Yankee Portable, 73.
Hi, I was 73, Bill. Good talking to you. Yeah, we're originally from Garland, 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 Texas, just northeast of the big Dallas area. They built 2 big lakes out there so Dallas could have more water. I remember Garland back when there was probably 5,000 people in town. Now it's 250,000. Oh boy, glad we got out of there when we did. We've been out here since 1997. I retired from Bell Telephone. I worked in the computerized switch rooms. I was real talented at doing that, enjoyed it. But you have to retire when it's time to retire, and that's what I did. Okay, Bill, catch you down the road. 73's, God bless you and the family again. W5EIY Portable, Kilo Alpha 5, Delta Oscar Bravo. The one, the call that has Chim. Go ahead.
You know, honestly, with your voice, you sound like you knew Marconi. Here is Jim in Concord, and 6EE. Very good evening, sir. Long time, over.
Mike Cody, I sound like.
I said Marconi, over.
Oh, okay. So yeah, somebody covered you when you were talking, so I didn't hear all of it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm running, about 1,100 watts of the Army Yankee. He's right at you. Anyway, it's Jim, and it has been a long time. And I said, in jest, your voice sounds like you knew Marconi, over.
I didn't know that. I'm learning as I go. Now, what state are you in your name?
I'm in California, of course, over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of on the back of my beam. I just wondered if I could turn it. That's pretty good ways.
Yeah, okay, well, I think we were a few weeks ago, and many other times earlier than that, and my dad, consistently, you always have a very loud signal here on North and Central California coast.
Okay, well, got you 10 over on the back of my beam, man. You did a good job. I'm sure you're 20, 25 over if I pointed to you.
Yeah, Roger. Well, again, we're running 1,100 watts. The rig is a ICOM 7610, and the linear is a SPE 1.5K, and again, it's 1,100 watts. The antenna is a 3-element wide-space monoband Yagi made by Voice 12 on 20 only. Over.
Well, sure did a nice job. yeah, you come on up even more. You bump at 20 over occasionally. So, I guess it's the waves of the wind. I don't know what's going on outside, but your amp's done a really nice job. Love the 7610, especially the audio you have. It's got a beautiful audio.
Yeah, okay, Jim. Well, I thank you very, very much for the accolades. Really. Now, as I understand, you became a ham on HF in the 1980s. We were initially licensed in August of 1962 as a one-year non-renewable novice. And then we got our encoded tech, then the coded general, and then the coded advanced. But I'm happy having our advanced. Why is that? Well, because there's no longer issues. It's very unique. Over.
Yeah, well, that's good. I started out in 82 or 81 as a novice, and it took me 4 or 5 years to get my general. I think I passed the general test. It was around 84, 85. I'm not real sure. I don't look at my license. I don't keep up with dates. But anyway, it's, what would you call it? Finally made it up to advance. And then met a guy working on our house as a carpenter. And I was waving my advance ticket to my wife. I was all excited on a sunny Saturday evening about 2 o'clock. He was getting ready to leave from working on our house. And he said, Jim, he looked me in the eye and said, Jim, in a month you'll be in the extra. I said, what? He said, I'll call you Monday night. This guy could do 33 in his head. He was good. All he did was code. He loved code. And he got me on weeknights, started out at 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. Sure enough, he worked me up the ladder. Wife's here with the letter, note, handing it to me. Let's see what she's going to do. Coat's on, going to stand for food nice. Be back. Love me. That's my wife. Hold on just a minute. She's asked me about burgers. Damn it.
Yeah, okay, Jim, understand. Again, I've been licensed since 1962. And, you know, the class I have as a advanced, I've had it since 1968 when the ARRL and the FCC reinvented incentive licensing. Now, if you remember, in amateur radio history, they had incentive licensing back in about 1952. And even way back then, they also then had a advanced license. But I might add that if you've ever listened in amateur extra exclusive segments of any HF band, there's hardly any amateur extras out there using them. They're always played above, working everybody where it's the action really is, and it's not in amateur extra exclusive band portions. Over.
Okay, well, what confuses me today, I don't even know what the license levels are. I know there's a general and an extra, but did they drop the novice? They don't have code. It's just a written test you take. Do they have advance? You know, that's stuff I don't know.
Right. There's only 3 classes now instead of 5. When I was a youngster, or, you know, even when you were thinking about amateur radio in the 80s, again, I was in the 60s. Initially, they had a 1-year non-renewable novice, Morris, of course. And then the extra, well, it's no longer like that. There's only 3 classes. the no-code tech, there's the no-code general, and the no-code expert. Where is the world going to, Over?
Well, back in the old days, when we had to pass the code, a lot of the seniors couldn't make it, and they lost a ton of elderly hams because of that. I think they had a place on the technician part of the band or whatever it was, low end of 10 meters when 10 meters was open, and they could talk up there if they had a certain low-level license. But as far as general, they couldn't pass it, and that really lost a lot of good hams back then. Those guys were very knowledgeable, but they just couldn't do the code. Some of them had hearing impairments. I have an hearing impairment at 800 cycles where the code is, because I used to drag race when I was a kid, and I had 8 pipes coming out of a 283 Chevy engine, winding 8,000 in each gear, and it was deafening. And of course, put my helmet on, it made it even louder. So I lost some hearing at 800 cycles. I think it's re-healed over the many years, because I was about 23 years old back then. And when I went out to take the test for the FCC, they put a recorder on the table and turned it on, and all I could hear was click, 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 click. I couldn't hear the tones at all. So I went to a VE test, and when they started that, I went to 2 or 3 of those. Finally found one where you could wear headphones, and the tones were nice and clean. I knocked out my general and also passed my extra a few months later. So I was so proud of that. I forgot y'all. Let's see. I don't see a call for you here. Don't you call in to me one more time? And I didn't let your name wrote down, I don't think.
Name here is Jim. Jim. Again, we've worked many, many times, Jim. I guess your logging system is as copy as mine is. Our logging system is a scratch pad, over.
Okay, what was your call?
Jim, go ahead. There's another individual breaking in on you, over.
Okay, I said you bet your call letters.
Norway 6, Echo, N squared, 6E squared, over.
Okay, NN6EE, I should know, but I got it on paper now. I know where Jim is. Go ahead.
Yeah. We also have a persistent breaker. The breaker, go ahead, over.
He's in California.
KF5EGA, calling W5ERY.
And yes.
And this is KO4 KRB listening.
Name is Jim, and the break here is a 7610 in the SEE linear 1.3 kW, and is 3 element wide space Yankee on 20, over.
Yeah, well, it's all on my webpage. It's Kilo America 5, Delta Oscar Bravo, all the details. Kenwood TS890 is the radio. The headset is the Hi-Op ProSet 6 headset, the dynamic version. The amplifiers running 1500 watts. It's the RF2K-S. RF2K-S, it's solid state. 1500 watts right now, and it does have a tuner built in, and that goes into a KIO hex beam of 40 foot on a push-up mast. Over. I'm in New Mexico. We're in the southern desert of New Mexico near White Sands Memorial Desert in the city of Alamogordo.
Kilo, Foxtrot 5, Victor Golf Alpha.
Yeah, we had, he witnessed the whole thing. What did he witness? Wow. What happened, the military came down Ricardo back in 44, 45. They said, we're going to do a test tomorrow sometimes. So just pay no attention, that'll be us testing. So they pulled it real early that morning, like 7 a.m. And the people that were awake said they looked to the north and northwest, and it looked like the sun was coming up in the northwest. They never mentioned the sonic boom or how loud it was when it hit here. I don't know. I've never heard no report on it, but there's still people go out. There's 2 buses. They load those school buses up twice a year and drive out to the site for early summer and I think in the fall of the year to go to the site. Why? She got motion sickness. She will not ride a bus. So they used to just be one really good older YouTube video stream on that Trinity site. But now there's like 10 or 12 of them. They all copied each other or something. I don't know. But anyway, those are about 40 minutes long, the good ones. So if you have a chance, you might enjoy that. There's one there that used really 4K cameras and had a really beautiful, clear picture. It's just like you're just standing right there in real life, looking at the Trinity site. So anyway, back to you. Go ahead.
The one big comment about the A-bomb, over. Yeah, here's Norway 6, Echo. Obviously, Taylor and Oppenheimer both had warned Truman about opening Pandora's box, dropping the A-bomb. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But Truman had no and I fully supported him. Now, obviously then I was very, very young about happening for so and they would have never ever. Even militarists who knew that their whole island was on the would have any it wasn't worth it. 73. Whiskey 5, Romeo Zulu Romeo.
Whiskey 5, Romeo Juliet Romeo.
Sierra Juliet. Roger, Roger, you're 5 by 9 into the state of Iowa.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, India Papa Tango. QSL 5-9 into Mike Oscar, Missouri. 7-3.
Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf. Roger, Roger, 5-9 Ontario.
Steve, 5-9 in Texas, and the handle is Steve. Over, over.
You okay, my friend?
Kilo November 4, November Bravo, Juliet, Charlie.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, India Papa Tango.
X-Ray Echo 2, November Delta Bravo. Indian Romeo. Kilo Charlie 0, Delta Golf Romeo. Kilo Charlie 0, Delta Golf Romeo, 5-9 in the Kilo 1, 299 and Kilo 4567.
Copy that, Jeff. You are 5-8 here into northern Colorado. Thanks for the activation and 7-3.
Thanks for Colorado. Thanks for running 73. X-Ray Echo 2, November Delta Bravo.
Foxtrot 0, India Papa Tango.
X-Ray Echo 2, November Delta Bravo. Kilo Foxtrot 0, India.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, India Papa Tango.
Kilo Foxtrot India 0, Kilo Foxtrot 0, India Papa Tango, 5-9 into Kilo 1299 and Kilo 4567.
QSL, I'll copy both parts, and thanks for the late shift, second go around, 7-3.
Thanks for hunting, 73. Kilo November 4, November Bravo, Juliet, Corzette. Whiskey Mike.
We only had 3, and we could have not dropped another one until a half a year later.
That's not correct.
Yeah, well, obviously, we won it, but it cost us and our allies a huge not only our allies, but individual nations that the Japanese had annexed, like all of Korea, Manchuria, Eastern China, Malaya, Singapore, Hong Kong, all of these Pacific Islands was unacceptable, right, Silver?
The only one was some info.
Wished I hung on to my Mercury. But right now, I've got my FTX10 and my Mercury, or my
Guess it's dead for me. No more. Oh, there we go. And let's go.
I'd like to know your name and location. The name is Ricky.
San Diego, evidently. I got the main pointed at you, but the man's just trying to go to sleep. Well, anyway, it's good talking to you. I could not get that letter after the 2. Can you say that 2 or 3 times? Romeo, 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 got it. K2 RP is K5. God bless you and your family. You take care.
Hey, it's Jim, NSAEE. Honestly, Jim, what I'm really impressed upon is your consistently great sounding audio. NS6EE.
Well, I had 4 or 5 tell me, give me audio compliments when I went from the PR40 to my headset through this EQ Plus box, EQ Plus by W2HY. Actually, I have it here to kill off my background noise. That's what it sounds like. And that's what the noise gate back on. It has a noise gate built in it. I do not know why these manufacturers can't put a $30 noise gate built in the radio to kill off background noise, so that way you don't have to shout over the amplifier sound or whatever. Mine's not very noisy because it's the URF kit. They're very quiet compared to most amps. But you're sounding good on your 7610, and you don't hear no amplifier sound at all. Nice, strong signal off of it, Jim. And then 6 Echo Echo, KA5 Delta Oscar Bravo.
Yeah, Roger. The KA5 to DOB, New Mexico, and then 6E, NorCal. Yeah, Jim, honestly, your signal averages an S5, but on peak, you're an S9, or slightly a smidge more than that. Again, a big boy signal, over.
Are you on preamp 1?
No, I have no preamp, and I'm using 18 dB of attenuation because of local noise, over.
Okay, well, I use preamp 1 on this kennel, and it says it gives accurate S-meter readings on preamp 1. If I turn the preamp off, I have to add 2 dB to whatever the reading is, and I do that on 40 meters. Sometimes it's so noisy, the preamp just amplifies the noise, so I turn it off and add 2 dB to whatever the readings are. That's the reason I was asking.
Hey, just out of curiosity, Jim, in your local residential area, how high of a noise level or at any one time are you actually experiencing? Here, if I hadn't had 18 dB of attenuation, our average noise level would be a S8, over.
Sometimes you had to investigate where that noise is coming from. Sometimes you take a portable radio and go down to 660 kilocycles and tune on a frequency to a dead spot and go by, or you can use a car radio and drive around the neighborhood, especially where the alleys are, where the transformers could be up on poles. If they're underground, you have to worry about them too much, but those up on poles have a ground wire that goes down to under the pole. It's pretty heavy, maybe 6 gauge or something of that nature, and it ties to the bottom of the transformer on the side, or lower side, and it's made out of a brass bolt, a couple of copper washers. I think there's a star washer and a what do you call it, a lock washer, and those they take that, tie it down on that copper wire, and they ground the transformer, and it keeps the transformer from radiating noise. But over the years, the engineers tell me that the weather out here gets up to 100 daily, 98 to 100 daily in the summer. Sometimes it hits 108 degrees in August, and that damages those connectors. So we get down to in the 20s, early in the mornings, 20s to 30s, 7 o'clock in the mornings, because the mountain air slabs off this mountain range over here about 2 miles east of us. It makes it pretty cold. So he said they go through all that torment, and those connectors get loose over the years, and they have to clean them up and retighten them. And I was reading 20 over on all my bands, especially 18,000, whatever 18,000 is. At the bottom of the 17-meter band, it was 20 over. Just a big buzzing sound. I recorded it and played it back to the engineer. He said, well, Jim, looks like we're going to be headed out your way. And sure enough, I pinpointed a pole just northeast of the house with my beam, and it was 300 feet away. And my wife go up there with the radio, and, I don't know what you call this thing. It's one of those little mini RF meters with bites. And she said, the red bites lit up on it when she keyed it, when she got close to the pole where the radio was going berserk with a So anyway, I called him, and he said, go drive by in the pickup, and if he heard it, he'd send the crew out. So he sent out 2 guys in a bucket truck, and we went down to eat, and I come back, and I keyed my radio up and turned it on all the bands, S1 on the noise. I checked my antennas to make sure they were connected, and I tried to hear people, and they were there. So, man, they sure did a good job. It's been that way for many, many years, Jim. NN6EE, KA5, Delta Oscar Bravo.
Roger, KA5, the DOB, and 6E. Well, for many, many, many was fighting with Pacific Gas and Electric. Okay, many years. And there was a time when there was this law that broke the camel's back, and I said, no. Pacific Gas and Electric here in NorCal. And they had sent out a RF sniffer van, and he invited me into his van. He had a spectroscope, and I said, okay, show me our neighborhood. He lit it up. It was all red. But what do you think he actually got out of that? Over.
Well, it sounded like he had a bunch of bad transformers not grounded or some kind of problem, because it should have been red, I wouldn't think. Over.
Well, it was hot. The noise was within a quarter-mile radius. Obviously, it was all red. It was blanked out. Over.
It was coming from somewhere. I don't know if it's his electrical or something else. Maybe it's some factory or some kind of a shop somewhere that had something emitting a lot of noise. Could be. But I was a TV repair guy, kind of retired working with a phone company, and I had a TV in my room, in our living room, color set, and it would roll. The picture would roll every 60 seconds. It would flip one time. Just drove you nuts. And our neighbors having similar problems. And somehow I took a portable battery-powered TV and I traced it to a house up the street, 5 homes up, and you turned right, and there was a third home on the left. And knocked on the window, knocked on the door, and the lady answered. I said, ma'am, there's some kind of a signal emitting from your house that's messing up my TV picture. She said, oh, you can help our TV? You know, boy, it was really tired. There's open the garage door, and it's one of these old ancient fluorescent lights, about 2 foot across or 1.5 foot across. It had 4 bulbs in it, 4 fluorescent bulbs, and they were purple. They were purple, and this thing would flash on about once a minute, flash on and off, and that was just killing the TVs in the neighborhood. So anyway, I told her she needed to turn that off. I turned it off for her. I told her she shouldn't turn it on until they replace those tubes or put a different light up there, and she thanked me because her picture cleared up. NN6EE, K5, Delta Oscar Bravo.
Well, yeah, what I'm getting at, Jim, whenever an amateur radio operator complains to our local utilities, they think we have watchers ahead. And I'm not sure you've experienced that from your local utility. Anyway, I do my best. Our whole area was hot with noise. They finally did something about it, but it took them 3 years to do it. Over.
There's something wrong with that. You should have threatened them that if they don't get it cleared up, you're going to contact the FCC, because that's somebody they don't care for. And we are related to the FCC. When we talk here, the engineers listen and do whatever. You know, I mean, he was out the very next day with the crew to clear up my problem after I called. I had a recording. I played it over the phone. He said, I know what that is. And so he said, I'll come back and verify it. And if I hear it on my car radio, we'll be out the next day to fix it. And sure enough, that afternoon we come home, no more noise. But yours may be a different source. I don't know. But I wouldn't tolerate 3 years when you got the FCC to back you up, because you are FCC controlled, and the FCC is supposed to bend over backwards, spend whatever money it takes to clear up your radio interference. Over.
Now, it's a bunch of horse shit. The FCC really doesn't care about radio. You should know that. We're self-policing, dude. Hello. But again, finally, after 3 years, ignoring the FCC, We have PG&E eliminate the problem. The FCC did not help me one time. Over.
I'm talking about the old FCC back in the 80s. When I used to work with them clearing RF problems, feeding into doctors' recorders. Some of these doctors work with suicidal people. Some of them are psychologists. And Francis at the Dallas FCC would call me at work at my phone company where I work and send me out after work to check on the doctors. Put some filters on his answering machine. I took farads and coils and capacitors, and I could filter out the neighborhood ham radio operators. Some of them had lousy antennas. One of them lived in a very expensive part of Dallas, the Highland Park area, and he had his coax going out to a tree, and he broke into a wire. I don't remember he had a balun on it, but he had that tree coated with a wire. It looked like a cobweb, and he had tremendous SWRs when they checked it. And he was killing this doctor's recorder just 2 doors across the alley diagonally from him. I filtered it best I could, and then I turned it back to the FCC, and I don't know what they did, but anyway, it cleared. Somehow it got all cleared up. But anyway, I remember the last time I talked to her, she wanted me to go up to Oklahoma, which I refused to do. That's too far. The problem with the FCC is they pull the money out of the FCC and it's left with 2 or 3 people running the show, and they don't go out and test to do things like they used to in the old days. It's just, we're supposed to police ourselves. CBers are supposed to police themselves, and that's the way it is. There's no money for the FCC over.
Like I said, Jim, the FCC didn't help me one frickin' bit. It was PG&E, and I kept harping on PG&E. Again, the FCC did not give a damn about amateur radios in our local area. The FCC is a useless organization. They did not help me. Over.
Yeah, I understand that. The FCC is not what they were in the old days. FCC was pretty good working with me with pacemaker interference. I had a fellow across the alley claiming I was coming in on his pacemaker and I was killing him. He was 45 years old. He lived to 55, but I had 3 or 4 sessions where I'd have to take off from work, and the FCC, one of the members would come into my house, another FCC guy to his house. They flew a pacemaker guy in from California with test equipment. Jim Haney from the ARL was there to kind of monitor what was going on. He actually lived in Dallas before he became the president of ARL, and I went through quite a bit of sessions, and the FCC restricted me from talking on my ham radio for 3.5 years. I could get within, talk within 1,000 feet of my house, or I would have been liable. So, well, that was quite an ordeal. They even had an article about it in one of the earlier ARL magazines. That was back in 1986, 85, 86. Boy, that was a treacherous thing, because I was sure having fun with ham radio and having to sell my station. I needed my wife's insistence, and we moved from that area, and it was only until we retired phone company and moved out here in the desert to get back on the air. So I'm real happy. Been on the air since 97, having a good time, Mr. Jim. NN6EE, K5, Delta Oscar Bravo, by the way, and never did prove that I was coming in on his pacemaker, which I wasn't. The body, it's little short leads they use in the blood vessels, and the pacemaker is shielded, so there's no way I could bother the pacemaker. Go ahead, Jim.
What a cluster F, huh, Jim? Well, again, our FCC has never helped me when I order, not once. And again, our noise problem. Well, now that I think about it, it was probably around 12 years ago. Planning Commission didn't do crap. Zero. And I had to give it to them. And we finally worked it out with our local utilities here in Morgantown with the big gas and the electric. We eliminated the problem, even though it took us a lot of headaches and a lot of work. But after 3 years, it was eliminated. The FCC was a no-show. Over.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can imagine today they don't do flip. Just earn a paycheck, I guess. You know, back in my day, the neighbor with the pacemaker called the FCC on me to come out and test my station. They wouldn't do it. And they ignored him. So he went to the Washington, D.C. office and got them involved. So anyway, and we got some congressmen involved and all this stuff, and it was just round and round. Always ended up the same as a letter saying that the trouble most likely is the patient having such a fear of having a pacemaker. He wouldn't be around any microwaves. Said the neighbors on either side not use their microwaves supposedly. So I don't know. But anyway, I remember I went in there and I was on 10 meters and I shouted in a microphone at 1500 watts with my 922 amp, and he was standing out talking to his neighbor next door by the garage. The wife stood there by the garage, said he didn't even flicker. 10 meters didn't even bother him. So, you know, and the beam was still over his house, pointed over his house at the time, so he didn't know that. But anyway, whatever, all in the past. But it sure was tormenting there for 3.5 years till we finally moved up where I could back on the air. Well, anyway, I guess I'll get off here, Jim. Wife went down to get some groceries, so I want to take a nap before she gets home. I'm tired. Been on here a pretty good while. So it was good talking to you. You've got great audio in your 7610. Your station sounds really nice. You're still a consistent 20 over. The more I like a signal like that. Easy to hear. No fading. Back to you, NN60 85 Delta Oscar Bravo. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay, Jim, very good. Initially, when you and I had began our chat, you were a S5 consistent. Then you were an S6, then an S7, then an S8, then an S9. Now you're S9 plus 10. So obviously, the propagation yeah, well, again, the Federal Communications Commission did nothing for me at all. Honestly, I think the SEC is a waste of money. Sort of like Homeland Security. And I say that because that's why we have the FBI. You realize how many other security bureaucracies we've been created since 9/11 and all of the billions of dollars we're spending now, and everybody's coughing on everybody else's turf. Boy, American taxpayers suffer. Incredible. Other than that, I'm good, boy. Thanks again, Jim. KAFI, the DOB in the great state of New Mexico, and in Southeast NorCal, over at there. Very good evening, Jim. Thanks again.
I enjoyed it, Jim. Yeah, I was just looking here at a map called the Current Mixed Surface Analysis Map, and I see you're talking through a front in California, and there's another big front sweeping out across the upper northeast part of Arizona. So you're talking through two fronts to get here, and that's probably why my signal was way down and then came up and up and up. You know, that'll happen. A lot of weather with these fronts messing us up. Okay, well, 73, my friend, still sounding good. Your signal's consistent. 9++, sometimes 10 and 20 over. Mostly 20 over. I talked to you down the road and had fun. NN6EE, oh yeah. The FCC's down to about 2 people, maybe 3, and it used to be 1 in every state. And I think they narrowed it down to where there's not too many around anymore. It's just a non-paid outfit. They should just wipe them off, I guess. I remember when they used to have a little white truck with all kinds of little antennas up on top, hunting sea bears running power. And I found out through the grapevine, they wouldn't bother the mobiles. Mobiles run 480 watts. A lot of times on one of the main streets there in Garland, it's a loop going around Garland. And but if you're in a house, you're in trouble. There was a guy one time watching the World Series. He came over to my house one night, banging on the door. I had a big tower up, and that was him. And he got on that damn radio watching the game, blah, blah, blah. He's about 2 blocks over. I asked him where he lived, and I said, come on, I'll show you something. I went in there, and he put his hands on my equipment. It's ice cold. I said, I'm watching the game, too. And I said, if you'll check your neighbor's house, the 2-story house next to you, it was near homes, but this one was 2-story, down with a used car lot. And I said, if you look in the back of it, you drive down the alley, you'll see a coax going out to a clothesline. That's his son. His radio equipment's upstairs. I've heard him on the air before. He's running a couple of 100 watts, and that's your problem. So he called the FCC on him. I just see that, because it was just having fun. But anyway, I didn't want it to bother me. Well, anyway, I'll say 73, Jim. I'm a motor mouth when I'm sleepy. NN6EE SK5. You'll be God bless you and the family. We'll say good night.
Okay, boy, very good. Well, on you're an S9 plus 20. Early on, S3, S4, S5. Holy crap, the band is changing in your advantage. Chill. Boy, yeah, very good evening. KUFI DOT and 6E.
Well, if I help other people with their audio, when I dish out audio, I've got to sound good. So I've done my best to try and sound good. There's a guy named Dennis Sugar TX, this is called, down in New Zealand. And he's my go-to guy to help me with my audio. Does a good job. He's really got me tweaked in where I sound good so I don't touch the buttons. And we go from there. Well, Jim, I'll say good night in 73. God bless you and your family again. And then 6 Echo. This is Kilo America 5. Delta Oscar Bravo. On QRT, and we're rolling the power. Good night to all.
Good night, Jim.
All right, Jim.
Good stuff. It will be with you.
WA7 at TUS. Not past Bingo. You're around at S8. And then 6 EE. The name there is Jim. Over.
Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? CQ, KO4, KRB, CQ, KO4, KRB. CQ, KO4, KRB, CQ, KO4, KRB.
Hotel. My name is William. Golf Uniform Quebec.
Peace out, dudes.